Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Present.
Present. Counsel Cahill? Absent. Counsel Capano?
Present.
Present. Counsel Chakutis?
Present.
Present. Counsel Calucci?
Present.
Present. Counsel Seer?
Present.
Present. Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Counsel Lozey?
Yes, present.
Present. Counsel Net?
Present.
Present. Counsel Trahant?
Present.
Present. Counsel Walsh?
Present.
Present.
I'll rise for a moment of silence, and I'd like to dedicate this moment of silence to all of our veterans through all the wars of America.
Mr. President, could we have a special prayer for Dawn Duchamp's family and the family of Paul Halloran?
President, also Michael Hatch, please.
Mr. President, also Robert Chico Barrasso, keeping his thoughts and prayers with his family.
I pledge
Allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Before we get started tonight, I just want to mention that Dan Cahill, who's also a state representative, is in session tonight at the State House. That's why he's not with us. Also, I want to wish all the candidates congratulations to all the winners. I also want to say that to everyone who ran in the city, you may not have made it, but you took a stance and you stood up and you did something that not many people have done. I also want to recognize in the crowd tonight Rick Starboard, new counselor. I don't see him, but he was here. Brian Field, who's a new counselor. Right in front of me. And Michael Satwater, who's on the school committee.
Satterwhite.
Satterwhite, I'm sorry. Satterwhite. It's a tough name. I'll get it. He's on the school committee. Okay. Communications. Oh, is Donna Capola still here? From the school committee, she was next door. Just want to recognize Donna.
Okay, we have no communications.
No communications. Public hearings.
Public hearings, we have the petition of Lynn Downtown Cultural District, 1-15 Exchange Street, to host an open-air stands and licensed food trucks on the site for community events, Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Please state your name and your address.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Cole. I'm the director of the Downtown Lynn Cultural District. I live at 105 Maplewood Road in Lynn. Thank you all for having me here, and thank you for considering my application. I've applied for a special permit for open-air stands and food trucks for 1-15 Exchange Street, which is the lot adjacent to the Lynn Arts Building where the Farmers Market is held annually. We have enviable space and resources downtown, and having permitting such as this would allow us to further pursue our goals of community engagement and making art, culture, and programming accessible to absolutely everybody. So thank you once again for your consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor?
Calvin Anderson, 12 Concord Street in Lynn, and I'm endorsing this idea wholeheartedly. Lynn has arrived downtown. I'm an Arts and Cultural District booster and a Downtown Lynn booster. It's about time we went to this next step. Now, this is a very special site. I think it's where there's going to be some future plans. So this is a perfect placeholder to, what's the term now? Create activity, what's it called? Place building. So we're all in favor of this.
Thank you, Calvin. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Councilor Chakutis.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Before we go to the next hearing, I need a motion to accept the minutes from the October 10th and October 24th, as well as October 30th meetings.
Do it all.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good job, Counselor. Next public hearing.
Okay. We have the petition of 138-144 Union LLC for permission to convert a fourth-floor office space into a residential unit.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Please state your name and your address, sir.
Good evening, my name is Peter Gerhardt. I'm an architect, have an office at the Edison, 85 Exchange Street in Lynn, and we are asking for a special permit to convert just the top floor, the fourth floor at 140 Union Street. This is the building that currently houses the Social Security Administration office. The lot has quite a bit of parking, so we're providing parking per code, and at this point in time, we're asking for just the fourth floor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing that part of the hearing closed, Councilor Calucci.
So moved.
Motion made,
Second.
seconded, discussion, Councilor Lozey.
Mr. President, I'm just curious, how many bedrooms will this unit have?
It's actually 10 units.
10 units.
How many?
And how many,
So how many apartments are we talking about?
So how many bedrooms in each?
There are 5 one-bedrooms and 5 studios.
okay,
Average size about 520 square feet.
thank you.
So that's 15 bedrooms, correct?
No, 10.
5 two-bedrooms and 5 one-bedrooms?
Bedrooms and 5 studios.
Studios are,
So it's 10.
they're all,
Oh, okay, all right. Any, Councilor Trahan?
Thank you. Now, do you have enough parking for those, along with your, the offices, to go like a space and a half for each unit?
We do have a space there for each.
Okay, so you meet all those areas? Yeah.
60 plus.
Now, how about an elevator?
We do. There's an existing elevator.
There's an elevator that goes all the way to the fourth floor.
Excuse me, Mr. President, could he come to the podium so everybody could hear this?
Thank you.
I was just adding that the building is partially sprinkled now. We've, fully sprinkled per code when it's done.
Yeah, so you have to do the top floor and the rest of it.
Correct.
Any other questions?
Just where exactly is the location? I know it's 140 Union, but what's the landmark so I can identify
It's
it?
on the corner of Smith. It's opposite to Walgreens.
Okay,
Right across the Walgreens Park.
Right.
okay, across from there. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other discussion? Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Next public hearing.
Petition of Walnut Street Cafe, 157 Walnut Street, to amend the existing sign permit to include a video sign.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Please state your name and your address.
Jim Chalmers, this is awful loud. Jim Chalmers, 72 Kessler Ave, Lynn. I'm here tonight to seek permission from you councilors to change out my old electric sign for a new electronic sign.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone in opposition? Anyone would like to speak in opposition? Anyone would like to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion to grant, but with the stipulations. The corner there on Walnut Street can be kind of difficult, and I think a video sign would be kind of distracting without these stipulations. The stipulations would be that the sign only stay on during the business hours and be turned off when closed. Also, the sign is to be used to display advertisement for the Walnut Street Cafe only, and not any other advertisements for other establishments. And also, a 10-second delay from sequence changes so that we don't have a really flashy effect there, because the concern would be that drivers would be distracted by it. So I'd like to make the motion to approve with those stipulations.
Second.
A motion is made with stipulations, seconded, discussion. Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion is made with the stipulations. Next public hearing.
Petition of Thomas Demarcus to allow mixed use with a garage on street level and an apartment on the second floor in a business district at 86R Center Street.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Please state your name and your address, sir.
Good evening, Attorney John Moradian, Demarcus Law Offices, 56 Central Avenue here in Lynn. We're seeking a approval, special permit for a mixed-use street level in the business district, the garage on the street level, and a residential apartment on the second floor of the unit.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone in opposition? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition? Please state your name and your address.
My name is Linda Thornton. I live at 82 Myrtle Street, and I also have a building on Spencer Street. I'm not totally opposed of it, but I was told it was a doctor's office with 2 units on top, and that they were going to pave across the street where he also has property to put parking. So this isn't what I'm hearing him say.
Okay, Counselor, did you have a meeting, or did you talk?
So if the attorney can come and maybe speak to those
That's
points.
a different,
That's a separate,
that's,
that's a separate motion.
that's not the same, that's Spencer Street.
this is Center
You're talking
Street.
about,
This is a
Mrs.
different- this is a
Thornton, you're
different-
talking about Spencer Street, right?
He said Spencer Street.
No,
Tom
this is
DeMarco.
Center Street.
No, Center.
This is Center Street.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Councilor Walsh. Well, it says Walsh here, but Councilor Capano.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with the property on Center Street. I spoke with the owner and went by the property. It's right next to the market basket. There's plenty of parking there, and he's renovated, a number of apartments in that area, including the building next door, and he does a really good job. So I'd like to make a motion to grant this and request or stipulate that he abide by all building department rules and regulations.
Motion made,
Second.
seconded, discussion. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Next public hearing.
Petition of Thomas Demarcus to allow demolition of an existing structure and authorize mixed-use street level in an apartment house Class 2, R4 district with a medical office on the first floor and apartments on the second and third floors in a new building to be constructed at 34-38 Spencer Street. Hours for the medical office will be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
Attorney John Moradian, Demarcus Law Offices, 56 Central Avenue. Again, we're seeking this permit to allow mixed use, commercial on the first floor, be a medical office. The next 2 floors would be apartments, 1 apartment on each floor.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone in opposition?
Like I said, my name is Linda Thornton. I live at 82 Myrtle Street. I have a house on Spencer Street, and I'm not totally opposed of this, but I want to know when it's going to happen, because we've looked at this building for many, many years now, and it's got graffiti all over it, and it's all boarded up. There's rats coming out of it, and I want to know if it's going to be happening soon, or is this piece of paper just being presented to, pacify us for a longer period of time?
Do you have any idea when this is gonna?
I don't have an exact time frame, but I know Tom DeMarcus does a great job in the community for preparing it. I imagine once we get building permits and whatnot, they'll start construction.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone else?
Hi, my name's Bill Morello. I live at 56 Spencer Street, and the question I have is sort of a what-if situation. We've been told that there's going to be a medical office of some sort, and we have no time frame as to when this is going to occur. What if the medical office doesn't come to fruition? Then where do we go from there? Is it just open season and you can put anything that you want in that building?
Councilor Lamanna. Attorney Lamanna, I'm sorry.
This would be whatever's on the application, so if this application for a special permit specifically says medical office, that would be what the requirement would be. If there was open-ended, just offices, then they would have some more leeway, but depending on the wording in the petition, that would dictate the condition of the special permit.
So it could be a dentist office, it could be a physician, a psychiatrist, anything that has to do with medical?
Anything that's traditionally considered medical.
Like an office for people that have addictions? Would that be considered?
It's a medical office, so whatever's covered under the permitting and zoning, that's what would be allowed to go there.
Okay. And what was the time frame again?
It's not set in stone yet, but once you get building permits, it may be construction.
Can't hear.
1 year, 6 months, 2 years?
The question was, what would the time frame be? And he answered within 1 year. And I believe the permit is only good for a certain period of time.
Right.
And if they do not begin construction within that period, they would have to come and ask for permission to a continuance of the permit, or it would cease to exist, and then they would have to come back in front of the council for approval.
Well, I'm still not in favor of it. I would like a definite time frame. We've lived with this thing. It's been a blight on the street. God knows what kind of diseased animals have been living in there, and if it's going to be another year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever, but if that's all covered under the existing laws and he has to reapply, then all well and good. But I suppose anything is better than what we have at the moment, but good luck with it.
Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition?
Hi, my name is Sandra Ryan. I also live on Spencer Street. I want to make sure I'm heard. It was a nightmare. I love the idea now that Market Basket is there, but it's a residential area, and if you're going to change it, I want to know if you're going to change it from residential to commercial. Because right now, It is a residential area, and it doesn't look like a residential area anymore. When we moved there, we've been there a long time, and I just want to know, are you going to change the zone?
I believe they already changed the zoning so that Market Basket could go there. I
See, we didn't even know that.
medical buildings don't fall under business, am I correct, Counselor, Attorney Lamanna?
I believe the special permit is needed because it's a mixed-use, residential and commercial.
Okay.
But it has been rezoned commercial, is my understanding, that whole project.
Okay, I'm not sure everyone on the street even knows that, because it was a residential, and no one has said anything about changing it to commercial, which I already kind of figured it out. But I don't think it's fair to the homeowners on that street, because that's what it was when we moved there. It was residential. At least a part of it was. The part that I lived on was residential, but no one said anything about changing it to commercial. I just assumed, which I'm now proven, that you did already do that, or you're in the process of doing that.
Well,
But
what
none of
we're
us
doing
were
is
told.
we're allowing a special permit for the use for that particular spot, not the entire street, to become commercial. Counselor Walsh.
So just to speak to this was a bar room previously, so it had a commercial component to it already. It's not something that's being changed from commercial to residential or commercial, or residential back to commercial. They're going to use it as a mixed use. The current use right now was for a bar room. Next door to that is also, I believe that's zoned for commercial. That was originally a metal fab shop at one time. So no one's changed any of the zonings with it.
Okay.
This is specific to that site to try to fix what's going on there, because it's in a really disrepair situation, which I agree. And I think it's an opportunity here to try to get it squared away.
It's also for a lesser use.
I know, it's an eyesore right now. It's been like that for God knows how long. My only concern is, like the gentleman my neighbor that just spoke up, like, what exactly are you going to be bringing in to our neighborhood? You know what I mean? Like, psychiatric, I know everyone needs help, but what exactly is going to be built there? If it's a psychiatric ward, I'd rather have a dentist. I'm just saying, because I don't know who's going to be coming into the neighborhood.
Right. Did you have a question, Counselor?
I just wanted to say it was, I think, industrial use, and it was changed to a lesser use. So Market Basket, when they moved in, they had to change it for a lesser use. So in other words, like a GE used to be there, and so it was zoned for like a big factory or something like that. So it was actually a lesser use.
I know, that land has not been used, I can't tell you, because I've been living there a long time. We've been living there a long
Yeah,
time.
me too. I live in the area.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm not opposed to, it looks very nice now, but now you're saying that the office that can go over there can be anything medical. And I just want to make sure, we still live there,
I get it.
So that's my concern.
Right.
And the parking, is it going to be parking?
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. It says Walsh, is it Capano or
It's Walsh.
Counselor Walsh?
I had a question for Attorney Lamanna, if he could come up one more time. Just hearing the concerns of the neighbors here currently under a time frame, if I was to approve this, could I approve it with a time frame to try to expedite some sort of movement here?
That would be a proper condition, and if that time period came and went, then the special permit would lapse.
Okay, all right. So I'd like to approve this with the condition that this project gets underway at least within the next 6 months. Some sort of activity on the site to start mitigating the structure that's there. It's in complete disrepair. As the neighbors said, it's graffiti ridden. There is, rodents that have been around that property. It's been something that I think with that area being built up over time with the Market Basket site, I think this is an improvement. The other stipulation I want to add to this is going to be that they'll use a portion of the property across the street on Spencer that they already own for the parking overflow. So I'd like to approve that with those stipulations.
Second.
Okay, motion made, seconded, but I just want some clarification. Attorney Lamanna? Attorney Lamanna, I just want some clarification. So if, with Council Welch's stipulation that if the project isn't begun within a 6-month period, would they have to come back in front of the council to?
Have to begin the process anew, correct, with a new
Okay.
public hearing.
All right. So the motion is made with the stipulation and seconded. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Next public hearing. Councilor Barton.
Okay. Public hearing relative to a burnt, dilapidated...
Councilor Barton.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. Maybe, okay. Public hearing relative to a burnt, dilapidated, or dangerous building or other structure located at 119 Essex Street.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none.
Councilor Seer.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. This particular property, since I've been a counselor, has been nothing but a headache and a pain in the neck. They've had 3 different businesses in that property. Every single one of them have agreed to maintain the property. They haven't. We've had to have police raids done on this property over the years. They've had numerous fines for many years. The property owner has made a lot of promises that he's never really kept. They are in the process of selling it. And I'm going to make a motion that we table this for 90 days to give the new buyer the opportunity to seek the funding that they're looking for at a bank. If at the end of 90 days that they haven't proven to myself or the council that they've obtained the funds to buy the property and do the revitalization that they have promised, then I'll take it off the table at that point and ask the council to agree to demolish the building. So I make a motion to table.
Motion to table. We have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Next public hearing.
Public hearing relative to a burnt, dilapidated, or dangerous building or other structure located at 5-7 Chancery Court.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Please state your name and your address, sir.
My name is Richard Gonzalez. I live at the property on 7 Chancery Court. I just want to say that the building isn't like dilapidated or...
You say, this is to speak in favor of tearing the building down.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
No problem. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
President, the clerk has a letter.
Okay, the clerk is this a letter of?
Yes.
Okay, if the clerk would read the letter, please.
Okay, dear councilors, thank you for taking the time to address what has been a very long-standing blight on a tucked-away neighborhood high up on Sagamore Hill, abutting the Diamond District. Our neighborhood is comprised of hardworking families, single men and women, and senior citizens. We are located on a one-way street between Nahant and Newhall. We have spectacular views of the ocean, Boston, Nahant, and Swampscott. We are within walking distance to Red Rock Park, Lynn, Nahant, and Swampscott beaches. The commuter rail, North Shore Community College, fantastic restaurants, and a developing downtown. We are the definition of location, location, location. With the opioid crisis in full swing, we find ourselves in the middle of a nightmare stemming from one house, 5-7 Chancery Court. For almost 2 decades, we have endured constant problems with the owners and tenants of this property. There have been a nonstop stream of drug use, buying, selling, foot, vehicle, scooter, and even bicycle traffic literally 24 hours a day on a daily basis. Horns blasting, lights flashing, people yelling from inside and outside, announcing their arrival or requesting permission to enter are at a daily and nightly occurrence, as is the vulgar screaming that happens and associated with needing a fix or withdrawing from a high. We have found various drug paraphernalia, including discarded needles on sidewalk, streets, and in some cases tossed onto our properties. There have been multiple visits to this location by police, fire, and EMS, numerous overdoses, several overdose deaths, and at least one unattended death dating back to 2002. Please review the enclosed report, which is a police report, for further details. I speak for myself and many neighbors who are too afraid to come tonight and address you in person for fear of being identified and targeted by the owners and/or occupants of 5-7 Chancery Court and those who frequent the property. We're tired of being woken up at all hours of the night, embarrassed to have friends and family visit because of the continuous activity, afraid of letting our children play outside or walk our dogs for fear of picking up or stepping on a discarded needle or being accosted by a junkie. We respectfully request that the council, along with the police department and inspectional services, do all that is necessary to enforce existing laws and ordinances so that we may reside in our homes peacefully and without fear. Respectfully, the residents of Chancery Court, Sachem Street, Sachem Avenue, Sachem Terrace.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Anyone else?
Also, Detective Avery couldn't make it tonight. He was tied up in a situation. He was supposed to be, he was going to come here tonight.
All right, thank you, Counselor. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anyone in opposition? Please state your name and your address.
Hi, my name is Richard Gonzalez. I live at 7 Chancery Court, and I do admit I do take full responsibility for all the problems that have caused at Chancery Court over the years. I'm taking full responsibility dealing with drug addiction, the opioid crisis. I've been in and out of recovery for all those years, and those lapses of bad judgment calls and having bad relationships with certain people that I let into my life and into my mother's home, who was kind enough to let me live there and reside there. I don't reside there now. I am in a program at the Ryan House. Like I said, I do apologize for all the inconveniences I did cause my neighbors. I did recently get a hold of the Lynn Police Department, which referred me to, they have a program that works with people that are having an opiate crisis. They have a special unit there. The woman there referred me to the Ryan House program, in which I was referred to the Lynn Community Health Center also, that got me on a Vivitrol shot to stay away from opiates. I've seen a lot of my friends, like Mr. Kaluti has a report in front of him, a lot of deaths, a lot of close friends that, I mean, it's a lot of things. And for the people in the neighborhood and anything else, like, these are my tenants that live here. They have children that play out for, like, it is bad, but it's everywhere. Those beautiful Diamond District houses, I mean, it's everywhere. And I'm stepping up. It's not my mother's fault. She owns that property. The house, the inspectional services did come through the house. They did an inspection. There was a couple violations which were fixed, which inspectional services came back through regarding like banisters, smoke detectors, things of that nature. The house is structurally sound. The only problem that wasn't sound was me, counsel. And like I said, I deal with this every day. I was a burden to my mother, and I don't want this to fall upon her and her losing her property right now. Like I said, I'm in a program, I'm not residing there, but every time I relapse, that's how it came on that report, counsel. You know, and like I said, I don't have anyone else to blame except myself. I take full responsibility, and I do apologize to the people that in my neighborhood and everywhere around it, and my mother especially, you know, and I don't want, like I said, lose her property. If there's anything I could do to help, like to do something, I mean, it's in, I don't know what to say anymore, you know. I truly apologize, you know, to my mother, to my neighbors and everything. I'm sorry.
Need a roll call. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Please state your name and your
I'm
address.
Angela Foley. I live at 7 Chancery Court. Ricky's been a long-time friend of mine and his mom. I've known her since we were very little. The neighborhood is an eyesore, regardless of the house. There's 20 other houses with the same thing going on. She's a taxpayer. She's never been arrested in her life. She's always done the right thing, you know? There's children that live in the house, you know? I think they need some help, but I don't think they should be having their house taken away from them at all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Please state your name and your address, sir.
I speak Spanish. I'm going to try to speak something. I have 3 years living in the house, and I have camera, security camera, and I see that everything is okay. I know that in the building next to us, living Russian people, and they don't like that my children play in the street. They don't like that, but we don't have in the back, we don't have a place to my children play. So I think that the house, when we moved, the house was not as well. So we together go to repair every place, and the house now is clean. You can go if you want. My wife clean every place, and the house is very nice now. I'm sorry for my English because I speak Spanish. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Anyone else wishing to speak in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Before I turn it over to the council, I feel bad for your addiction. I'm happy that you're in recovery, all right? And we feel bad for anybody, but there is a very serious problem in the city. So you can't use that for an excuse for all these police calls that have been going to that property. So, Councilor
But
Calucci.
there's 7 deaths in that house, 7 deaths, I think they're in his apartment. You know, and I feel bad what you just said, we all do. But, you know, he's not being fair to his mother, is what the problem is here. He's not being fair to his mother. So I'll do this, I'll table it, but if I have one more police report, we're gonna go forward with the demolition.
You realize what Councilor Calucci is doing? And you've had 7 people pass away in your house. You understand that?
You're friends, brother, you're friends.
Yes, Mr. Lucci,
And you're high right now.
No, I'm not.
Okay, oh, yeah, oh,
I'm on Vivitrol, sir.
yeah.
All right.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
No.
No. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Next public hearing.
We have public hearings to be set down.
Public hearings will be set now.
We'll set down the public hearing to make a determination on the percentages of the FY 2018 tax levy to be borne by each class of real and personal property. Petition of DMP Realty Trust for a sign permit at 50-54 State Street. Petition of National Grid for the grant of location for the installation of underground facilities at 73 Buffum Street. Petition of Comcast for a grant of location for the installation of underground facilities to provide service at 269 Union Street. Petition of Comcast for a grant of location for the installation of underground facilities to provide service at 11 Circle Ave. That's it.
Motion has been made. What's the wish of the council?
Motion is set down.
Motion is made to set down. Seconded.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unfinished business?
We have continued petition of Zachary Andrews for an apartment house unit, 6 units, in the Central Business District at 38-44 Andrews Street.
Motion to continue.
Motion to continue.
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor? Councilor Capano.
Unfinished business?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to take off the table demolition of 17 South Street Court.
Motion made to take 17 South Street Court off the
Second.
table. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion made to take 17 South Street off the table. Seconded.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead, Counsel.
Yeah, so, I mean, if people remember, this is a dilapidated building, you know, a real detriment to the neighborhood down South Street Court on the corner there, and we had someone come in with plans to build a house there, and we've been waiting 2 or 3 years. We called them a number of times, and no one responded. We have a buyer from a developer who's done really good work in the city who is going to rehab that house. So I have high hopes that they'll be able to fix this building up. So I would like to rescind the demolition order.
Motion made to rescind.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion, all those opposed? Motion carries. Oh, do we need to do a roll call?
To rescind it, yes.
We need to do a roll call on
Counsel
that.
Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, committee reports. Utilities Committee, Councilor Capano.
Unanimous vote of the committee, motion to approve.
Second. Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
I just, I got one thing. I just wanted to add, at our next meeting, for any councilors that want to attend, we have requested that Verizon, Comcast, and National Grid come to the meeting with Mike Donovan from Inspectional Services. We have to have a plan for these double poles. And, you know, we had them in here a couple months ago, and nothing's really happened yet. So we want to see what the plan is, and if there isn't a plan, we want them to develop one.
Okay, so is that a motion, Councilor Capano, to send a letter?
It was just a point of information that
Okay,
came out of the
but
meeting.
what I'm asking is that also a motion to send a letter to Mr. Donovan to ask him to appear in front of the Utilities Committee along with those?
Yes, if we need a motion to do that, that will be a motion. Yes, I'll make
Okay,
a
motion
motion.
is
to-
made.
Second.
Seconded. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Ways and Means, Councilor Trahan.
Unanimous vote of the committee, motion to accept.
City Clerk, could you please read
To
all
read
the
them
motions
all?
at the transfers?
Okay. Transfer the sum of $27,080 from the account of reserve to the account of capital hood school repairs to fund the additional amount for the FY18 feasibility study for the accelerated repair program for the purpose of replacing the roof, windows, and doors at the hood school. Transfer the sum of $2,017.71 from the account of insurance losses expense to the account of DPW Police Department to fund repairs initially paid via the DPW Lynn Police operating budget for claims processed through insurance carrier to offset costs. Transfer the total sum of $10,327.40 from the account of Police Department expense to the account of Police Department prior year unpaid bills to fund unexpected expense from FY17. Certify as an available fund the amount of $1,194,000.00 as allotted to the City of Lynn Office of Economic Community Development by the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development for a MassWorks Infrastructure Program grant funding for the 254 Linway Infrastructure Project. Certify as an available fund the amount of $4,026,377.00 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Early and Secondary Education for the 240 Special Education Grant for FY18. And finally, certify as an available fund the amount of $158,260 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Public Health for the Essential School Health Grant.
Also, there was a motion made to set down for a public hearing on the 28th, a home rule petition, so we can set the tax levy. Was there an emergency on that?
There was an emergency on that also, along with the rest of them.
Okay, emergency on all of the transfers as well as the home rule petition.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. And I'll take a roll call for the emergency. Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Personnel Committee, Counselor Lozey.
LaPierre.
LaPierre, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we have two items that require action by this august body. We have a unanimous vote of the committee to recommend the appointment of Assistant City Solicitor George Markopoulos to the position of City Solicitor.
Okay, is that a motion made?
Second.
Seconded, discussion, roll call.
Yeah, they probably have to give the name.
Name vote, okay. This is going to be a name vote. Okay, Counsel Barton?
George Markopoulos.
Okay, Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
George Markopoulos.
George Markopoulos. Counsel Chakutis?
George Markopoulos.
Markopoulos. Counsel Calucci?
McCopolis.
Markopoulos. Counsel Seer?
George Markopoulos.
Markopoulos. Counsel LaPierre?
George Markopoulos, Esquire.
Counsel Lozey?
George Markopoulos.
Markopoulos. Counsel Net?
Attorney Markopoulos.
George Markopoulos. Counsel Trahant?
Attorney Judge McCopolis.
Markopoulos. And Counsel Walsh?
George Markopoulos.
George Markopoulos.
Congratulations. Counselor LaPierre.
The second item, Mr. President, is that we instruct the Personnel Director to begin proceedings and postings of the first Assistant City Solicitor.
Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net? Yes. Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Licensing, Counselor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was unanimous vote of the committee, motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Public properties and parks. Counselor Net.
Yes, Mr. President, all voted by the committee to accept. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion made to approve and seconded. Does that include the properties that were taken off the table with an emergency?
That was Counselor Barton.
Could you read the...
Counsel Barton, do you want me to read it?
Yeah, would you please?
Counsel Barton makes a motion to take off the table the matter of placing out to bid all city-owned properties with houses on them and all city-owned undersized vacant lots. Also to grant all city-owned properties with houses on them and all city-owned undersized vacant lots be placed out to bid.
To be turned over to the subcommittee as well, correct?
I'm sorry.
In the-
Yes, turned over to the subcommittee.
Okay, motion made, seconded, discussion, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, before we do the education, I just want to make an announcement to everybody that this is not a public hearing. We already had people speak, giving both sides an opportunity in the other room. So this is strictly for a vote of the council. Councilor Lozey.
Mr. President, prior to my report, do we want to have Madam Clerk read the resolution for the record?
You have the resolution? Oh,
Yeah.
all right, so we'll go back to that after.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
You ready?
Here we go.
Okay. City Council resolution opposing further charter school expansion in Lynn. Whereas the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE, and the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, BESE, are considering an application from the Equity Lab Group to open a new 640-student charter school in Lynn serving grades 5 through 12. And whereas the DESE and the BESE are also considering a request by KIPP Academy Charter School to expand its maximum number of seats by 1,014 from 1,586 to 2,600. And whereas the application from Equity Lab is essentially the same flawed application that has been rejected by the DESE in 4 previous years dating back to 2012. Whereas KIPP Lynn was approved for a major 736-seat expansion only 3 years ago and has not even completed that expansion yet, with grades 3 and 4 still to be added in FY 2018-19 and SY 2019-20 respectively. And whereas KIPP Lynn is projected by DESE to drain more than $17 million from the Lynn Public Schools this year alone, with that amount set to grow larger under the expansion already underway, and whereas KIPP's Lynn new request to expand to a maximum of 2,600 seats would result in an additional drain of approximately $17 million from the Lynn Public Schools, reaching a total of more than $34 million in charter tuition payments from the Lynn Public Schools to KIPP Lynn once the desired expansion is fully phased. Whereas KIPP's Lynn student enrollment practices are inherently selective, relying heavily on a complex lottery process, preference in admissions for siblings or current students, and a primary entry point of kindergarten, all of which result in a student composition that is marked differently from that found in the Lynn Public Schools. Whereas the Lynn Public Schools, with open arms, routinely enroll students in all grades at all times of the year and are from all family backgrounds, including recent immigrants with little or no English proficiency and students who have made significant academic and social emotional needs. Whereas DESE, see attached, confirmed that KIPP Lynn does not serve students with the same complex needs as students in the Lynn Public Schools, particularly in English language learners and special education students. Whereas the Lynn Public Schools have reported that KIPP Lynn students routinely returning to LPS during the middle of the school year, undercutting KIPP's claim of strong student retention. Whereas the Lynn Public Schools have a long and proud tradition of excellence and innovation while remaining committed to serving all students on an equal basis. Whereas further charter expansion and the accompanying drain of resources would threaten the excellent and innovative programs offered by the Lynn Public Schools to the detriment of more than 15,000 students served by the LPS. Whereas further charter expansions could create a separate and unequal two-tiered school system in Lynn, undermining our community's commitment to equity and equal opportunity for all. Whereas Lynn students clearly do not want further charter expansion in their community, as evidenced by Lynn's overwhelming 62-38 vote against question 2. Whereas Lynn residents should have authority over how their tax dollars are invested in their public schools, as opposed to having decisions imposed on them by an appointed state-level board that is unaccountable to the Lynn community. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lynn City Council stands in strong opposition to further charter school expansion in Lynn, including in opposition to the application for a new Equity Lab charter school and the request by KIPP Lynn to expand their seats. And be it further resolved that the Lynn City Council shall communicate this opposition to DESE, Commissioner Wolfson, and BESE, with a copy of this resolution going to all parties, and shall urge all other city, community, and school leaders in Lynn to stand against charter expansion and to voice their opposition to DESE, the Commissioner, and BESE.
Councilor Lozey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Madam Clerk. That was a unanimous vote by the Education Committee for this resolution. It speaks for itself, and I make a motion that we approve this resolution.
Motion made, Councilor LaPierre, seconded.
Second.
There's no discussion on this. Sorry. Roll call.
Council Barton.
A strong yes.
Strong yes. Council Cahill absent. Council Capano.
Yes.
Yes. Council Chakutis.
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci.
A stronger yes.
Stronger yes. Council Seer.
Yes.
Yes. Council LaPierre.
The strongest
The
yes.
strongest yes. Council Lozey.
Yes.
Yes. Council Net.
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahant.
Strongest ever.
Strongest ever. Ever. Yes. And Council Walsh.
Nothing left for me, I guess. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. And before we go any further, I just want to say what a great job Councilor Lapierre did on this. I know he's been working on it for weeks. To the teachers' union, to the school committee, I'm so grateful that they came tonight and stood up with us, and to the parents and to the teachers of the city of Lynn. This is it's time that our government, whether it be state, local, or federal, open up their eyes and realize the damage they're doing to communities like Lynn because of this. So I just want to applaud all of you who are here tonight. And I get the people that send their kids to KIPP and the education and what they're looking for. But if the state or the government is saying that our system is broken, then they should try to help us fix it rather than hurt it. So and I said there was going to be no discussion on this, so I'm not trying to grandstand, but I think you all did a great job tonight, so that's good. We have to go back to, thank you.
Council Net.
Councilor Net, do you have something you want to say?
Yes. Tonight, the committee voted to redeem the address, the residence 383 Essex Street to the owner.
Second, Councilor. What was that, Councilor Calucci?
He's redeeming the property to 383 Essex Street.
Okay, so back at the city public property. So you made a motion for 133?
183 Essex Street, Unit 1.
383.
383 Essex Street for redemption of the property, correct?
Unit 1.
Unit 1.
Yes.
Unit 1.
Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill? Absent. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Net? Yes. Yes, Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes.
Any new business? Councilor Walsh.
I'd like to have an order to have the Department of Inspectional Services and the City Solicitor's Office propose amendments to the City of Lynn sign ordinance, including but not limited to amendments regulating electronic signage and billboards. I think, more and more of these are coming through to the city here, and, in some ways, the government rules don't always catch up with technology. So I think this is something that we should be looking into and researching to find out what is best suited for these new electronic signboards.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes carry. Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
No,
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Councilor Lozey,
Mr. President.
you won the election, Wayne.
God, wonderful.
I can find my notes. I would like the Assistant Director, Clint Mucci, to appear before the City Council at our next meeting to answer questions about vacant houses. I know I've spoken with some of my colleagues, the problems we've been having with vacant houses. Tonight, we heard public hearings, and there are many others. And frankly, I'm not satisfied with the answers I'm getting. And I would like him to appear before this council at the next meeting to describe what actions and what strategies ISD plans to take to remedy these vacant homes.
I will strongly second that motion.
Thank you,
Do you
Councilor
think
Tron.
it would be put on Clint's responsibility or the director of ISD?
I'd like the assistant, because he's the one who deals with us, and I think he needs to answer to this council.
Okay, so a
Question.
motion made to have the assistant director, is that what his title is, to appear in front of this board. It's been seconded, or this council, at our next meeting to discuss the vacant homes and bank-owned properties that are in the city, bank-owned
Yes.
properties that are in the
Thank you, Mr.
city.
President. That is the motion.
So the motion is made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter? Any other business? Councilor Clute.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You'll do us proud, George.
We should leave you home with the three of us. Oh, my God. I gotta hold my hat now. Thank you. Good luck.
Attorney Markov was excellent.